Alice and Bob were the unlikeliest couple you could imagine. Alice was a free-spirited artist, with wild curly hair, tattoos and piercings, and a love for all things avant-garde. Bob, on the other hand, was a buttoned-up lawyer, always impeccably dressed in a suit and tie, and with a strict adherence to rules and regulations. They met at a coffee shop in downtown Manhattan, where Alice was sketching a portrait of a passerby, and Bob was engrossed in his legal briefs. Alice had always been drawn to people who were different from her, and she found Bob's straight-laced demeanor fascinating. She struck up a conversation with him, and to her surprise, Bob responded with genuine interest. They talked for hours about art, literature, and music, and Alice was struck by how open-minded and curious Bob was, despite his conventional appearance. Over the next few weeks, Alice and Bob continued to see each other, exploring the city together and introducing each other to their respective worlds. Bob attended art shows and concerts with Alice, while Alice accompanied Bob to fancy dinners and legal conferences. At first, their friends and families were skeptical of their relationship, wondering how two people so different could possibly make it work. But as they spent more time together, it became clear that Alice and Bob had a deep connection that transcended their outward differences. Alice loved Bob's steady presence in her life, and how he encouraged her to take her art seriously and pursue her dreams. Bob, in turn, was inspired by Alice's creativity and fearlessness, and he found himself opening up to new experiences and perspectives. They both challenged each other to be their best selves, and they grew to love each other for who they were, quirks and all. Of course, their relationship was not without its challenges. There were times when Bob's adherence to rules and regulations clashed with Alice's free-spirited approach to life, and they had to learn to compromise and find common ground. Alice's impulsive nature sometimes led her to make decisions that Bob found reckless, and he had to learn to trust her judgment and support her even when he didn't fully understand her choices. But through it all, Alice and Bob's love for each other only grew stronger. They learned to appreciate each other's unique strengths and weaknesses, and they found ways to complement each other's personalities. Alice taught Bob to let loose in her fun, while Bob showed Alice the value of discipline and hard work. Together, they created a dynamic partnership that was greater than the sum of its parts. As they celebrated their 5th anniversary together, Alice and Bob looked back on their journey with amazement. They marveled at how two people so different could have found each other and fallen in love. They knew that their relationship was far from ordinary, but they also knew that it was built on a foundation of trust, respect, and a shared commitment to making each other happy. Alice and Bob's story is a reminder that love knows no bounds, and that the unlikeliest of couples can find true happiness if they are willing to be open-minded and embrace each other's differences. They proved that sometimes, the best relationships are the ones that challenge us to be better versions of ourselves, and that love can thrive even in the most unexpected of places. As Alice and Bob's relationship continued to grow, they faced new challenges that tested their love and commitment to each other. One of the biggest hurdles they faced was when Bob's job required him to move across the country for a year, while Alice wanted to stay in New York City to focus on her art career. They struggled with the idea of being apart for so long, but ultimately, they decided that their love was worth the sacrifice. During that year, Alice and Bob communicated regularly through phone calls and video chats, and they made the effort to visit each other whenever they could. Alice threw herself into her art, creating a series of portraits inspired by her love for Bob, while Bob worked hard to build his legal career and make a name for himself in his new city. They missed each other terribly, but their love only grew stronger in the face of the distance. When Bob returned to New York a year later, he surprised Alice with a proposal at the coffee shop where they had first met. Alice was overjoyed, and she said yes without hesitation. They were married in a small ceremony surrounded by their closest friends and family, with Alice's colorful artwork providing the backdrop for the occasion. Years went by, and Alice and Bob's love only continued to deepen and evolve. They faced new challenges, such as the birth of their first child and the struggles of balancing parenthood with their busy careers. But they navigated these obstacles together, always putting their love and commitment to each other first. As they grew older, Alice and Bob realized that their love had become a source of inspiration for those around them. People marveled at how two such different individuals could create such a beautiful partnership, and they looked up to Alice and Bob as a model of what true love could be. In the end, Alice and Bob's unlikely love story became a testament to the power of love and the human spirit. They proved that love could transcend all boundaries, and that two people from vastly different worlds could come together and create something beautiful. They showed us that love is not about finding someone who is just like us, but rather, finding someone who complements us, challenges us, and makes us better. And most of all, they showed us that with love, anything is possible.
If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to be notified when more stories are uploaded.